It's 5:30 a.m. and you're still lying on your bed. And you have this at the back of your mind. I need to go to the gym. I need to read a book. I need to meditate. You're still sleeping. You know you're supposed to go to work around 8. Then around 7:50, you wake up and rush as if you're in haste to go to work. When you get to work late. You do all you're supposed to do at work and you start lazing around. Then when you come home, you tell yourself the first thing, I'm so tired. You know you're supposed to do that homework. You know you're supposed to read that book. You know you're supposed to do that call. You know you're supposed to do that training. You know you're supposed to master that skill. But you still lie down in bed. And you are like, okay, let me just rest. When I wake up, I'll do all this. Then the following day comes and the cycle repeats itself. The next day comes, the cycle repeats itself. Another day comes, the cycle repeats itself. It takes 2 months, 2 years, 10 years, and you are in the same pit of hell. Now, this is just an example of what happens to all of us. I was a very master procrastinator until I found out something that changed me. So I want to share that thing to you. 200 years ago, there was a labor force that came up and said human cannot be working for 24 hours, which means in those days, human was working like seriously every hour to make enough money for the family. So the labor force said, we can't agree to that. We need to fight to make sure that that thing stops. So then they went through a whole lot of buhaha and then they came to a conclusion. Now the conclusion is what we are experiencing today. 24 hours divided into 3. We have 8 hours for sleep, another 8 hours for work if you're a student, so you spend 8 hours in school. If you're working, you spend 8 hours, and the last one is for productivity. Actually, they said it's just for recreational. So like being with your family and spending time with your family and having fun. Like, because in those days, men especially, women getting time to be with their family, and it got to a point whereby women were also working, and so they had to bring about these 3 differentials of the 24 hours. So we have 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work or schooling. So the last one is the 8 hours for recreation. But the last one, which is the 8 hours for recreational, let's name it productivity. So the last 8 hours is the only 8 hours that can change your life. That is the only 8 hours that can change your life. You are procrastinating because you haven't gotten the divisions of time. Procrastinating is actually an emotional thing. You give an emotion to respond. So people say, be disciplined. It's not discipline that takes procrastination off. I'm going to show you. It is not discipline that cancels out procrastination. You can have it, but I have to be disciplined. I have to be disciplined. See, I'm telling you again, it is not discipline. I'll tell you in a minute. We have been programmed to go for something, and we know we need success. So people say, be disciplined to go for it. That doesn't work. Discipline isn't the key to cancel out procrastination. It's determination. Determination. Anybody who is highly determined to something, nobody needs to tell you to be disciplined. You know you need this badly. Do you think I have to come and tell you to be disciplined or cancel out procrastination? No. You will stand up and you get it done. Anybody who is procrastination is not actually determined. Probably this is what you're thinking, but I wrote my goals down and this is my goals. It doesn't matter the number of goals you write down. Write the goals down and the goal is no more the focus. The daily activity becomes your focus. When you go to the hospital and you have a back pain, and then the doctor tells you you have to go and do 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups every day so that in a month you will be healed from your back pain, and your back is really paining you and you're feeling the damn pain in your spine. Will you do it or you do it? You have gotten something to be determined for. You need to relieve your pain. So nobody's going to tell you go and exercise. Don't go and do the push-ups. No one will tell you. Because you're feeling the pain. It causes you discomfort. Your discontent is what sets your determination. And your determination is what sets your discipline. I'm coming again. Your discontent sets your determination. and your determination set your discipline. You are not only doing what you are doing because you think, oh, I gotta do it. Discipline, we'll talk about it. What are you feeling discontent about? You don't have money, you are broke. So what? You know what we usually think about? Oh yeah, I'm broke. Let me work for this person. You're supposed to do more than that. You need that health. You need that 6 packs. You need the muscle. But it's not something you are determined. You only have interest. And anytime you have interest does not initiate self-discipline. No. Interest doesn't. When you are committed and you know that I have to get this done, or by the end of the month, I'm dying. You see, you have to be discontent with your environment to live there. You are not only getting where you are going because you think you are procrastinating. This has nothing to do with procrastination. If you are not determined, I used to believe when you set your goal down that the determination can come. It's not true. You have to discover something we call discomfort and excitement. What are you discomfort about? What are you excited about? If you know your parent is struggling and you need enough money to make sure you retire, then stand up and get your knees up. Then go and do the fucking work, baby, and make sure you gain that money. That is the only way you can become determined. And when you are determined, you don't need discipline, because discipline is part of the process. So discover something that discontents you. That thing will give you a determination, and that determination will lead you to self-discipline. And when you are in self-discipline, guess what? You achieve any goal you want. Someone will tell me, what if I don't have anything that discontents me? Now let's go to excitement. I said there are 2 things, discontent and excitement. You are excited about some picture image in your mind, the kind of house you want to build, the kind of plane that you want to buy, or the kind of Lamborghini you want to sit in, or the school you want to build. Like, this is an excitement. But excitement doesn't get the work done. Excitement is just one level. So you are excited about it. Now, the next step is to convert your excitement into something that will be determined about. I have to do this. In 5 years, I have to finish doing it. You see, most of the time, we don't set limits to what we want, and because of lack of limits, lack of plan, what happens is this. We just jump up and we feel like tomorrow is another day and we are going to leave. But when you plan your day and you set a limit, in 2 years, I have to finish. If I don't finish, I punish myself. Let me tell you how I do this. When I want to read a book, I always tell myself that if I don't read this book today, tomorrow I'm going to experience something that the knowledge is in the book. And it's going to embarrass me. And I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't know. So I have to read a book. And I'll read a chapter. I'll make sure I finish. I remember once I read continuously like about 7 hours. See, I didn't realize I was just reading for 7 hours. I asked myself, what? The only thing I was doing was drinking water. That's all. My obsession about what I want is there. That's just by the way. You are either going to find discomfort that is going to give you determination, or you are going to find excitement that's also give you determination. But most of the excitement part doesn't really give people determination. All these people that has really done successful things in this world, none of them really came out of excited side, even though few, about 10% are coming from, but 90% of all the people who change this world had something discontent. They were in a poverty home. They didn't like it. Some of them were orphanages. They didn't like it. Some of them, they were having troubles with their bosses. They didn't like it. All these things are the only thing that can push you to hit the nail. If you don't hit the nail hard, then you aren't going, or else you are going to stay. So procrastination is just an emotional feeling. If you don't have your day organized, you procrastinate. If you have it organized and there's something called determination on something you want, I don't think you have any excuse to procrastinate.